Welcome! In this playthrough of Marvel Champions a card game, we're going to start our campaign into the Rise of the Red Skull on Expert Mode with Spider-Man and Iron-Man. So down at the table, going through setup, we are starting with Crossbones. Getting 2 and 3 coming in, so starting with a scheme of 2, attack of 2. While he has a weapon attachment, his attacks gain piercing. And when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for his machine gun, attach it to him, and then shuffle the encounter deck, and he's going to have 14 health per player. And his machine gun, going to attach to him, he's going to get 2 ammo counters per player. When he attacks you, remove an ammo counter from this card, discard the top card of the encounter deck, take indirect damage equal to the number of boost icons discarded this way. And his main scheme, he has 3. Starting with this one, so we're going to have the Crossbones set, experimental weapons off to the side, standard encounter sets, then the 3 experts. Then instead of Hydra Patrol, we're using Hydra Assault, Weapon Master, and Legions of Hydra. And then on this side, we've got Threshold of 6. And when revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. And running a poll with my YouTube members, we had a tie for Iron Man and Spider-Man or Iron Man and Black Widow, and the roll of a die picked these. So we've got Spider-Man, who will be coming in with aggression, and Iron Man coming in with power of protection, and I'll put the deck list at the end of this video. All right, so to finish setup, shuffle our encounter stack, get that ready, take our experimental weapons, get those shuffled, then Crossbones is going to start with one of these. And, whoops. It's going to be a laser rifle. So his attacks are going to get range. We can spend an energy and physical to get rid of this and +1 attack. Peter Parker, hand size of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Enhanced Spider Sense, Tigra, Web Kick, Spider Girl, Hulk, and the Power of Aggression. Really do like getting 2 allies out turn 1. So go ahead and discard these, even though the Enhanced Spider Sense is really awesome, just to see what we get. Then Tony Stark gets 6 cards. And we are looking for tech. Pulsar Blast, Clea, Lockjaw, Awareness, Strength, no tech. That means we keep strength and try harder. Nick Fury, Endurance, Power Gauntlets, more Power Gauntlets, and Enhanced Reflexes. So starting out, we're bringing in the Hulk, Power of Aggression. He's going to start smashing, attacking for 3. Down to 25. Then his text. After he attacks, discard the top card of your deck. If that card's printed resource has physical, deal 2 damage to an enemy. So 2 more damage. And he takes 1. Then Parker's ability, generate a mental resource. We use that to bring in Spider Girl. After she comes in play from her hand, we stun and confuse a minion. So not doing anything now, but she does come in for 2 damage. Or maybe I don't want to do that. We're going to use our mental and strength. No, we need lightning. All right, energy and strength. That's a hero action. All right, original plan. We'll be discarding this instead to bring her in. Then we can flip over and as a hero action, discard those 2 resources to get rid of the laser rifle. Then she'll swing for 2, down to 21. He'll swing for 2, down to 19. Tony Stark will use his ability, looking at the top 3 cards, And we get to add one to her hand and discard the others. So we will take Pepper Potts, then put her into play with these three. So as a resource, we can exhaust her to generate the resources of the top card in your discard pile. So we'll go ahead and put in Power Gauntlets with Strength. And then use her ability for those two to bring in another Power Gauntlets. Flip over, attack for 1, and then 1 from each of our Power Gauntlets down to 16. That will end her turn. 5 cards. So we got some Spider Sense, Valkyrie, Endurance, a Quinn Carrier, and Spider Tracer. And over here, hand size of 1, +1 for each tech upgrade we control. So 1, 2, and 3 cards. Punch, some armor, and some boots. So 2 threat on the main scheme. Crossbones is going to attack or initiate the attack. With our ability, when a villain initiates an attack against you, draw a card. Piercing Strike. Then we're getting shot for nothing. Attacking for a base 2. We'll defend. So 1, 2, this card resolves during an undefended attack. Discard a support you control. So just doing 2 damage, and we defended against that. Then attacking over here, first we get shot for 1. Then the attack comes through. Spider Girl will jump in the way. 2 damage. And encounter cards. First one, a Hydra Soldier. Scheme of 1, attack a 2 with 4 health. It's got guard, and when defeated, deal the engaged player an encounter card. And his twin brother's coming out. And we'll pass first player. Iron Man's turn. We're going to put in some armor. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. So we play that under any player's control. After you defend against an attack, deal damage to the attacking character. Makes more sense over here, but we want to draw some cards. Then we're going to bring in some boots, using her ability for this resource. Gives us +1 hit point. So hero action, we can exhaust the boots, spend a mental resource to gain the aerial trait until the end of the phase. Then a thwart for 2. Attack for 1 and 1. And flip over. And we'll go ahead and use this ability, see if we can find something good. Oh, energy barrier is good, but is that better? Sure it is. All right, for Spider-Man, we're going to bring in the Quinn Carrier for 3. We can only play it if we have the Avenger trait, which we do. And as a resource, we can exhaust this to generate a wild resource. Then Hulk is going to swing for 3 on this guy, knocking him out, which gets us an encounter card. Then we do his ability, which is going to be 2 more damage somewhere. We will put up here. And we'll bring out Endurance, giving us +3 hit points using our Quinn Carrier. So up to 13. And end her turn. Got 1 card in hand, drawing 5 more. Nova, Mockingbird, Power Protection, Black Widow, and Enhanced Awareness. Then 4 more cards over here. Relentless Assault, Downtime, Relentless Assault, and Genius. 2 threat. Scheming over here for base 2, 3, 4. So that's going to finish this off. The Infinity Stone. Threshold of 12. It's coming out with 2 threats. And when revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. And that is some power gauntlets. After the attached villain attacks and damages you, discard a card from your hand. Spend a mental and physical resource to discard it. And then that guy's going to scheme for another one. Then we're getting attacked over here, so we'll draw a card. Oops, don't need exhaust for that yet. Backflip, that works. So the gun is doing 2 damage, which we'll take down to 11. Then the attack is going to be 3, 6. We will backflip out of that as an interrupt. When you would take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent all of that damage. Then some encounter cards. Caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. No cards were discarded this way. This card gains surge. Oh, I think we're going to lose our armor. And then another Hydra Soldier comes out, along with a Weapons Master. The villain attacks you. If they have a weapon attachment, this card gains Surge. And I believe that's worthy of some Spider Sense. We will use the Quinn Carrier for that. Cancel its when revealed effects. And pass first turn. This next turn's going to hurt. In the encounter part, let's see. Is this the right thing to do? Yep, we'll go Relentless Assault. It's just dealing 5 damage to a minion. We don't have the overkill. To get rid of this soldier, which gets us an encounter card. Then we're going to bring in some downtime. Since he hadn't found Aunt May yet, give him +2 recovery. Hulk swings for 3 on this guy, which will take him out. And get another encounter card. And he is going to deal 2 more damage somewhere. Down to 12. Then, what are we at here? Just 3. Yep, swinging for 2. Down to 10. Going to use our ability. Momentum Shift, Rocket Boots, and Energy. So we're going to take the Rocket Boots, strategically putting Energy on top. Flip over. Let's see, do I want to heal first? I think I'll be fine. Flip over. Bring in Nova with the Power Protection. Pepper Pots. Let us use those 2. 4-1, attack of 2, 3 health. When an enemy initiates an attack against you, spend an energy resource to deal 2 damage to that enemy. Then we're going to discard a mental and physical resource. It's a hero action to get rid of the power gauntlets. Attacking for 2. Down to 8. And put some boots into play, giving us another hit point. We're up to 9. Then we're going to thwart for 2. Then 1 damage and 1 damage. Down to 6. And ending our turn. Drawing 5. Enhanced Physique, Backflip, Aunt May, another Physique, and Black Cat. We're going to be getting 5 cards over here. We've got 1 in hand. So downtime, Momentum Shift, and the Arc Reactor. So 2 threats. Initiate an attack, draw a card into She-Hulk. Then we get shot for 2 damage. Down to 9. That gets discarded. We're letting the attack come for a base 2, 3, 4. We will backflip. Then attacking over here, Spider-Man will defend. So base 1, 2, 5 damage. He blocks 3 and takes 2 down to 7. Then in counter cards, full auto. Discard X card from the top of the encounter deck where X is his attack value. Take 1 in direct damage. Reach boost icon discarded this way. His attack is 2. So we're going to take 1 damage. That was pretty lucky. Then the villain's going to scheme. For base 2, 3. So 6 out of 12. Then we're getting ganged up over here. The villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. We can survive this. So 4 damage coming our way, down to 5. Maybe wasn't a good idea. Then he finds a sidearm. So he's going to get ranged, +1 attack, and mental and physical. We'll discard it. And move first player. And of course I forgot Nova, but I wasn't about to pitch that energy resource. So we're going to bring in the arc reactor. We can exhaust this to ready Iron Man. Then we'll use Pepper Potts for her resource to bring in downtime. I think we're flipping him this round, so that gives him +2 recovery. First, he will thwart for 2. Then ready. Then 1 damage and 1 damage, taking him down to 4. We will flip over and heal for 5, going up to 10. Use our ability. Got Stark Tower, Power of Protection, and our helmet, keeping the helmet. And not do anything wrong with him in case Hulk ends up hitting him. So we're done over here. On this side, Hulk swings for 3, taking him down to 1. And then he gets discarded. So we're going to bring in Enhanced Physique using a Quinn Carrier. So that's going to get 3 counters on it. Then She-Hulk is going to bring in Black Cat along with the Enhanced Physique. And she will attack for 1. And she's one of... Okay. First, after you play her, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Add each card with a printed mental resource discarded this way to your hand. And that would be 0. So she will attack for 1, and she's one of the few allies that doesn't take damage for that. And that's going to be enough to knock Crossbones down to the next level. So he still gets piercing if he has a weapon. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck and 16 health per player. So now he's got an energy shield, which gives him retaliate. Spend an energy and mental to get rid of that. And 32 health. And that will end our turn. Drawing up to 6. We're keeping these 2, so 4 more. Night Nurse, Helicarrier, War Machine, and Brother Voodoo. Keeping Aunt May, drawing 4 more. Piercing Strike, a Webbed Up, Strength, and Enhanced Physique. So 2 threat goes up to 6. Crossbones is going to scheme for base 2, 4. So we're up to 10 out of 12. Then attacking on Spider-Man, we draw into a Helicarrier. Then we're going to defend for 5 damage coming our way. So we're going to end up taking 2. Then encounter cards, Legions of Hydra. So we get to go find Madam Hydra and put her in play. Then shuffle the counter deck and place 2 additional threat here for each Hydra enemy in play. And I don't remember if she's been discarded. So she was discarded. And I'm of the mindset, if I don't have any information given there, there's no need to really reshuffle. Scheme of 2, attack of 2, 6 health. She cannot take damage while that scheme is in play. And after she schemes her attacks, we place 2 threat on the Legions of Hydra side scheme. And that is going to come in with the base 3, plus 2 here and 2 for him, so 7. Then Tony's got some business problems. So he's already in that form. We'll go ahead and exhaust him to remove this from the game. And move first player. And separate that so I don't get confused. All right, we're going to bring in the helicarrier. 1 here, using the Quint carrier, and 1 from that. Then we're going to play Webbed Up for these 3. Well, we'll make our next card 1 cheaper and play Webbed Up. To attach to the enemy. So when they would attack, we'll discard this and stun them. All right, so Black Cat will thwart for 1. Actually, we'll do it here. We'll use his ability to look at 3 cards, Supersonic Punch, Avenger's Mansion, and Iron Fist. Flip over and ready. And thwart for 2. We will discard a mineral resource to give ourselves Aerial. Actually, don't know if we're attacking with the Retaliate. So we're going to get rid of the Retaliate using the Mental and the Wild as energy. Then bring in our Helmet, which will let us thwart for 1. Then our Mark 5 armor using Pepper Pots, which will give us plus 6 health. So 16. Then attacking for 2. And total of 2 more, down to 28. And I believe that's our turn. So get everything readied. Over here, I'm going to draw 4 more cards. Sentry, another Webbed Up, Web Shooter, and a Swinging Web Kick. And over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're up to our max hand size now. 7 cards. So there's 4. Genius, Energy Barrier, Blast, and Luke Cage. But all that gets us is in the counter card and shuffling. And then we're going to get a few more cards here. So Strength, Momentum Shift, and Endurance. So 2 threat, 11 out of 12. Goes to attack, loses Webbed Up, gets stunned, then goes over here and gets stunned, or loses stunned. But Madam Hydra will hit us for 2. And after she schemes her attacks, 2 threat, goes over there. Then we get encounter cards dealt to us, plus 1. So Crossbones find a knife, giving him piercing. And a Cornered Staff. Discard basically 2 cards from the top of the encounter deck. Place an additional threat here for each boost icon on cards discarded this way. All right, so we're getting a base 3 plus 1. And then over here, we're in hero mode, so the villain attacks you. Well, he's initiating an attack. Spend a energy resource to deal 2 damage to that enemy. So we're going to let it come through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This card resolves during undefended attack. Discard a support you control. So we're taking 5 damage down to 9. Need to get rid of a support. And our only support is Pepper Potts. All right, and then he's going to scheme. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're moving on to the getaway car. Threshold of 10. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. It's getting 2 threat on it to start with. So the exosuit comes out, giving him +1 scheme, +1 attack, and 1 of each resource gets rid of it. And Iron Man is first player. Well, we will start with a momentum shift. Make sure nothing weird's going on. So ranged, piercing, and extra stuff going on. So we're going to heal 2 damage from our hero and deal 2 damage to an enemy. So we take it to 11, and he goes down to 24. Then we're going to bring in an energy barrier. So it gets 3 counters. When we would take damage, remove 1 counter from here to prevent 1 of that damage and deal it to an enemy. So we're going to thwart for 2. Then ready, and thwart for another 2, because can't do enough damage to get rid of it, and I'm worried about all the thwart we have, or threat. So we can remove 1 threat from a scheme, then a damage and a damage down to 22. Then we're going to Repulsor Blast. So deal 1 damage to an enemy. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck. For each printed energy resource discarded this way, deal 2 additional damage to that enemy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we got 1. So we're doing a total of 3 damage. Down to 19. And we'll keep him to defend. We're going to make our next card 1 cheaper to bring in a web shooter, which gets 3 counters, and we can, as a hero resource, remove 1 to generate a wild. Then we're going to do a swinging web kick, using all these to pay for it. Dealing 8 damage to an enemy. Down to 11. Attack for 1. Swing for 2, down to 8. Flip over, use his ability to bring in Aunt May, then have her bring him some medicine to heal him for 4. And end her turn. So drawing 7 cards over here. Power Protection, Mockingbird, Iron Fist, Awareness, Energy Barrier, more protection, and a Mansion. And we're going to discard Webbed Up, keep this, and draw into that. Do some shuffling for 4 more cards. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So web kick. So we just need to survive this round here. All right. Yep, not ready for that yet. Oh, and he decked himself, so gets an encounter card. 2 threat. He's attacking over here. Nova is going to defend. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Nova didn't make it. She attacks for 2. We're going to take 1, redirect the other, down to 7. That will add 2 over here. Then scheming for base 1, 2, 3. If you are in hero form or not. So that's 6 out of 10. Yeah, this is getting scary. So 1, 2, and I don't remember, but I guess I'll find out soon enough if he's scheming or not. Hydra Bomber. Choose either take 2 damage or place a threat on the main scheme. We'll take the 2 damage. Down to 9 and redirect. Then we're going to place 4 threat on each side scheme. Of course, there is an acceleration token out here, so that would have been shuffled. And now just to survive these, hard as nails, give him a tough status card. And Legions of Hydra. She's already out, so this is just going to come out with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 thread on it. Pass first player. Aunt May for some healing. So we're going to go up to 12. Black Cat attacks to get rid of toughness. Flip over. And a swinging web kick for 8 damage. And that will be enough to take him down. So hopefully didn't make too many mistakes there. Spider-Man and Iron-Man coming out on top. But things were looking pretty dire. So finishing up for victory, each player chooses one of the tech upgrades from the Hydra campaign set and adds it to their deck. So we've got some adrenal stems. So hero action, discard to remove this from the campaign log. Ready your hero and heal 5 damage. Laser cannon. Deal 5 damage to the villain and each enemy engaged with you. Scanner. Draw 5 cards. And a teleporter. Search your deck and discard pile for an ally, put it into play, and give it a tough status card. So I think what we're going to do is have Iron Man make a laser cannon and give that to Spider-Man. And then for himself, we're going to... I want to take that just because of the picture on it. But we're going with Ready Your Hero and heal 5 damage from him. Then record the name of each experimental attachment that had entered the game in the campaign log. Well, that's going to be all 4 of them. And for the expert campaign, record each identity's remaining hit points in the campaign log, as well as any cards added to their deck. So for Spider-Man, we're at 12, and Iron Man at 9. And the way persistent damage is going to work is, so we recorded our hit points after we won the game. determines the starting hit points for the next scenario. The player's remaining hit points value is higher than their base hit point value. Record their base hit points in the campaign log instead. So 9 is fine for him because that's her max health. 12 is too high, so we're going to record 10. And for the setup instructions for each scenario, we can restore to full hit points if we take an obligation. Of course, if we're defeated, we're required to take an obligation. And of course, if any of these things gave us additional hit points when we put them in play during a setup, we'd gain then from whatever we started with. And for our deck construction for Iron Man, we have 2 power protections, 3 energy barriers, then some electrostatic armor, and I got those in to help with the techs. Then allies, Iron Fist, Nova, Luke Cage, Black Widow, Brother Voodoo, Clea, then 3 momentum shifts, the Night Nurse, and a defensive stance. And basics, got our 3 resources, then 2 enhanced reflexes to help us with Nova, 2 enhanced awareness to help us with our rocket boots, Avengers Mansion, a helicarrier, Mockingbird, Nick Fury, Lockjaw, downtime, and endurance. And for Spider-Man, 2 power of aggressions, combat training, martial prowess, 3 relentless assaults, 3 piercing strikes, Spider-Girl, Valkyrie, Hulk, Tigra, Sentry, and She-Hulk. And basics, got our 3 resources, 3 enhanced physiques, Quinn Carrier, Helicarrier, Endurance, and Downtime. So those are my deck construction against Crossbones and the Expert expansion. As always, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.